Hey there, everybody. This video is your first look and discussion about NCIS Season 18 following what is pretty much the final episode of NCIS Season 17.
Yeah, it's not the finale, but it's the end for right now.
Yeah, it's the pseudo finale for this season, and there will be a lot of new episodes potentially coming up, and we're going to talk all about some of what you can expect to see, some of what you can hope for. We did an interview not that long ago with NCIS executive producer Frank Cardea and co-executive producer Gina Monreal, who also wrote the episode, The Arizona, and they had a lot to discuss about episode 400, about Ziva, about potentially what they're going to do with some of your favorite NCIS ships coming up in the future. So we've got a lot to talk about here. Yeah, the slipstream is, the wheels are already turning within your head. I can see it as we speak.
Absolutely.
All right, before we dive in further, if you guys do like this video, give us a like, subscribe, and ring that notification bell so you don't miss any other updates. So, at the time of this recording, NCIS has not been officially renewed for Season 18, but let's just get this out of the way. It's a foregone conclusion. It's going to happen.
Yeah, the ratings are great. I mean, this isn't, everybody still seems to want to do the show. I mean, the stories are still good. People are still wanting to watch. There's no real reason for them not to come back. The show is making money for everybody. It feels like, foregone conclusion. The show is going to be back.
I think it's just mostly now. It's a matter of waiting or whatever, but really it's a matter of waiting until hopefully this fall when it premieres, because it's coming back. Well, we don't have to spend a lot of time worrying about that.
No.
But instead, let's talk a little bit about some of the big things that we have to be excited about, thanks in part to what we spoke to Frank and Gina about.
Yeah, so the first thing we're going to talk about is the 400th episode. So it looks like it is still going to be the second episode of Season 18. Should it come back for Season 18, it will come back for Season 18. So, okay, so it looks like it's going to be the second episode, 400th episode, and it is going to focus on Ducky and Gibbs and their friendship and sort of their working relationship and all of that. I mean, they are the two original cast members that are still there from day one. So it makes a lot of sense to focus on the two of them. And love Ducky. I mean, he's not in every episode anymore, but it's a really nice way to sort of honor the show with the two people who have been there since day one.
Yeah, and it sounds like it may be about how the two of them met or became friends or bonded, and that there's going to be something kind of sweet about that. And I want wholesome Ducky and Gibbs moments, and I'm excited to sort of flash back to maybe some of the earlier days, but I think it's perfect for episode 400. You look at, a couple of the very few people who were there from the very beginning, and you give them a chance to shine. It does sound like they're probably not going to be changing all that much from the script that they had already written, and I think they're just kind of hoping to be like, you know what? We will just shoot exactly what we already had done, and I think they may be doing that with a lot of the episodes that they already sort of have in the can, that they're not going to make too many sweeping changes leading into the new season.
Yeah.
All right, so now we are going to maybe take a trip to Ziva Town for a moment here. Because if you have Gina on an interview,
of course you're going to ask about Ziva, so we did.
Yeah, of course. I mean, Gina, for those who don't know, she has written a number of really notable Ziva-centric episodes over the years. She has been one of the main people who sort of attributed to helping to make sure that Cody came back and did more of the show.
Yep.
So I'm excited that she is excited. Let's just put it that way. I mean, she did not tell us, and Frank didn't tell us either, that Ziva for sure is coming back, but both of them did talk very favorably about the experience they had doing the arc, how much they liked doing the arc, how much they think that Cody liked doing the arc.
Yep.
And it also seemed like there is at least some discussion or interest about checking in on her and Tony in the future. So
and they specifically said both of them.
Yes, this was not we're just going to see how Ziva's doing. Yes. We're going to maybe hear more about what's going on with Ziva and Tony.
Yes.
It doesn't mean that Michael Weatherly's coming back. It doesn't even mean that Cody's coming back. But it does mean that they are well aware that people want to see the two of them together. There's so many variables in all of this. Shooting
schedules. We don't know what's going on with Bull at the moment either. It hasn't been canceled or renewed yet. I mean, there is everything that's going on in the real world right now. So shooting schedules in general might be being pushed and pushed and pushed. I mean, if Bull does come back and everybody's shooting way later, like, it could just make it kind of impossible to happen. It doesn't mean it won't happen ever, but it may just not be this particular season because of what's going on. We can't control it, right?
We really can't. And I mean, if Bull does not come back for another season, I would presume that would open up Michael's schedule a little bit more. I mean, I'm not sitting here saying Bull's going to get canceled by any means, or it's too early to tell what's going to happen with it, but I could see this maybe being something that happens a little bit later on in the season, because if they already have these plans for these first few episodes, and it sounds like at least scripts were written out for 3 of them, they're probably going to want to go ahead, deliver on those, and then they'll sort of figure out what's coming up later. So I wouldn't have big expectations right away that we would see Ziva back, but they're aware that people love their Ziva, they love their Ziva, and I think there's at least enough reason to be hopeful that you will see her again.
Yeah, I mean, it already felt like the door is open. I mean, there was the last scene is her in the elevator kind of looking around the office and giving sort of a little like goodbye kind of thing, but it still just felt like the door is open, and it seemed like they had a really good time. Everybody had a really good time. The stories are really good. Like, why not bring it back for something else?
Come on. Please. Please.
Okay, so we're not going to beg through this whole video. Instead, we're going to move into some of the ships that are going on. So since we had them on the phone, we did want to ask them, what's going on? Are we going to see any more with sort of Bishop and Torres? We're going to be on Slip Street having a party with Sloane, with Gibbs. What's happening? So in general, NCIS typically takes its time with ships.
Yep.
We've all been on the slow rides. A lot of stuff seems to kind of happen off screen. So we asked, is there going to be any more on this? Is this kind of over? Like, what's going on? It seems like they're not going to be specific with us, and we don't expect them to. And we kind of, for me, I don't want them. I wasn't wanting them to be like, oh yes, for sure, we're absolutely going to do some Slib stuff. We're absolutely going to do some Alex stuff. I know you guys probably want to hear that. I don't. I want to watch it unfold. I just wanted some kind of hope that it was on their minds, and it is. It is something that will continue to roll on going into season 18. It's not done.
Thank goodness it is not done, and it sounds like they really enjoy writing it, and that's kind of the most important thing, right? If they have a fun time doing these stories for these characters, they will keep doing them for us. It's not going to feel like a chore for them. And I think there's a lot of fun to sort of play into with both of these relationships because, Bishop and Torres, they have some things in common, but they're also so different that I think you can produce good conflict. And then with Slibs, just in general, the idea of Gibbs being romantically intertwined with people, and I know he certainly has plenty of times in the past, but it is still like such a different dimension than Mr. Grab Your Gear and curmudgeon that we see often in The Office.
And I really love that it's with someone like Sloane, who's a little more in tune into feelings and the more emotional side of stuff, which is something that Gibbs is not as in tune with. And having these sort of two different worlds come together, it makes for a nice balance. And everybody's watching these videos already knows that I live on Slip Street, so I don't really need to explain to you. But yes, we're going to see some more of this playing out. It's not gone.
Thank goodness on that as well. We have a lot of good stuff to look forward to. I mean, it is still way too early for them to give us too much more in the way of scoop, especially since they don't know when filming's going to start again or anything of that degree. But I feel like NCIS still has a long life ahead of it. I mean, I'm hoping for at least another couple of seasons, if nothing else. But time will tell on all of that. I would assume if production can get back by August, then I think there's a good chance we'll see a new episode or two in maybe late September, early October. If it's delayed, it may just end up being delayed a week or two, provided, of course, that everybody is safe and the world gets to a much better place.
Yes.
Which we all are very much hoping for a number of reasons beyond just TV. But rest assured, there's going to be an NCIS Season 18. There's a lot to look forward to.
Absolutely.
All right, well, let's hear from you guys. You guys got ideas on all this too, I'm sure. So what do you want on NCIS Season 18? Is it more Ziva? Are you itching to check out the 400th episode? Do you want to be at the big Slim Street block party that's hopefully going to be coming? Be sure to share in the comments. And if you do like this video, give us a like, subscribe, and you can support us further by checking the link in the description to the store. And we'll see you here next time.